A dream matchup. Headed to the Final Four will only be one of these two Florida programs. The Florida Gators representing the East Regional against the Florida State Seminoles. What a matchup we have for you in this one. The final of the East Regional. They will represent in the Final Four coming up right away. Whoa, what a beautiful basketball game. The Florida Gators will be in their beautiful blue and orange color with a little bit of green trim. And of course, the Florida State Seminoles will be in their white with their cardinal and gold. There are the keys to this ball game. And let's set the stage a little bit. Florida State comes in. They were victors over Northern Kentucky. Then they beat a very good West Virginia Mountaineer team and then topped the Bradley Braves to make it to the regional final. Florida State in white. They will attack from right to left, coached by Leonard Hamilton in his 19th year. Good grief. They've been to, there's a beautiful three from the corner to start the scoring by Devin Vassell. He's the 6'6 sophomore from Georgia and just knocks that one down. He had a ball game earlier where he was 7 for 7 from deep. Anyway, Leonard Hamilton, the coach, he's taken them to the Elite Eight once. Not counting this year, 2 previous times to the Sweet 16, never to the Final Four. And of course, Leonard coached at Oklahoma State, at Miami. He had a little stint with the Washington Wizards, and then to Florida State. But really honed his craft as an assistant at Kentucky under Joe B. Hall. So the Florida State Seminoles, they lead at 3-0. They get a stop on defense. They come down, they turn it over. Here are the Florida Gators. As I mentioned, resplendent in their blue and orange. Yet to score in this one. They go with Kerry Blackshear, the junior out of Orlando, Florida. And they get a 3-ball themselves. They also have Noah Locke. Noah Locke is their 3-point specialist. He's the sophomore from Maryland. Andrew Nemhard kind of sets the tone and runs the show. Keontae Johnson, their leading scorer. And Scotty Lewis rounds out the starting 5. And the Florida Gators are coached by Mike White. He's in his 5th season. A couple of years ago, he was SEC Coach of the Year. And of course, Florida, a couple of national championships. There's a 3-ball from the right corner. That is no good. And the Seminoles will bring it back. Number 23 is MJ Walker. Drive down the middle, right-hand layup. Is he fouled on the play? No, but Patrick Williams with the rebound put it up and in. And the Seminoles up in front 5-3 in the All-Florida Regional Final. There's a foul out front. Going for the steal was one MJ Walker. Florida will retain possession. The two coaches, that was Mike White, Leonard Hamilton, the coach for Florida State. So here's Florida. Looks like Florida State in a little bit of a zone. Yes, they are, in fact. So Florida moving around the corner and get it down low. Boy, wide open. Great cross-court pass. Didn't even look at the hoop when they had it down low. Now they throw it away. Just a simple pass. Stop at the foul line. Florida State kick it back. This is Devin Vassell. He is their leading scorer out front. Give it to Forrest. Forrest had a great game in the regional semi. MJ Walker. Walker on the left wing. Drive. Jump pass to Vassell. 15-footer, no good. Rebound the Gators. And the Gators will come from left to right. Coming up, great size there at the point guard spot, at least running the show for right now. Here's Florida on a drive, take it to the goal. They put it up, yeah, put it up and in. Beautiful shot by the Florida Gators. Mark Roganino has done a lot of the Florida Gator games before this one. He's much more familiar than I with some of the names and faces. But we are all tied at 5. Vassell with it. Out front to Walker right down the middle. Even take it down the goal and slam it home. Beautiful drive by the 6'5 junior from Riverdale. He averages only 11 points a game. A little bit of a streaky shooter, but boy, talented, athletic, and of course the great size. So Florida with it, really hard to see their numbers. This is big. Keontae Johnson, he's their leading scorer. Swing it on the left baseline. Left baseline, back to Johnson. I'll get to know these numbers before you know it. Johnson drive, his left-hand 4-footer is no good. And the Seminoles, where Coach Hamilton tells them, let's get the ball inside, let's be aggressive. come back the other way. They turn and throw it away. Here's a breakaway by Florida all the way to the goal. Lay it up and slam it home. We are tied at 7. So a good battle so far. See if the defense for Florida can start to dig in. I forgot to tell you, this is Mike Smith on Ghostcast. And this is the first ever National Collegiate Invitational. All 64 teams simulated. The same teams that made the tournament, should have made the tournament, are there. And we are really down to the final 8, headed towards a championship just come Monday. Ball up front for Florida. Swinging on the left wing. This is Johnson down low. That's a beautiful dish. Give that one to Kerry Blackshear, and Kerry Blackshear will put it up and in. And they take a lead 9-7 first time. Remember, Florida State got the first bucket. Here's Forrest. He's from Florida. He's a senior, been there 4 years. Left wing, drive to the foul line, jump past to Vassell. He hit one from there before. This one not close. And the rebound taken by the Gators and Andrew Nemhard. They will bring it back up the floor. Nemhard the point. Just a terrific, he's from Ontario, Canada. Oh, they get it down low to the big boy. This is, they kick it back out. Up top, drive down the middle. Left foot, left hand, 6 foot leaning jump hook is good. We're going to give that bucket to Noah Locke. That was pretty good. Last 3 ball games, he's averaged like 16 a game. Nice job. He's been on fire from 3, but showing you a little bit of all the arsenal right there. Walker with it, swing over here to Vassell. He's got Forrest in the corner. Drive it up front. Man-to-man is Florida's D. Patrick Williams not a threat from there, but Vassell is from there. Drive down the middle. He's fouled on his way to the goal. Actually, that might have been the sophomore Malik Osborne who took that pass and went to the goal. It is, in fact. So they say 6'9" senior, but it is really 6'9" sophomore from Madison, Illinois. He's a terrible foul shooter. Free throw up and good. I love it when the simulated version of the game proved the actual stats correct. Osborne has it. Second free throw, not even close. He's a 59%er, and he proved it right there. He was not close to being good. A couple of subs for Florida. They swing it on the left wing. Up top, Johnson with it. Give it over here to Lewis. Lewis to Locke, to Nemhard. Back up top, 15 feet away. Shot clock down to 13. Man-to-man defense constantly right now by the Seminoles. Florida drive in the middle. A couple of double covers, but there's a beautiful 4-footer. We're going to give that bucket to Noah Locke from Randallston, Maryland. Nice job. You can see the coach very, very happy. Mike White very thrilled with that ball movement and the bucket. And Florida leads it 13-7. In deep, they get it in close. Oh, that ball was snatched off the rim. Maybe a goaltend call. Coach Hamilton didn't like it, but the Gators will come back the other way with the lead. Elbow line. Johnson with it. Out front. Swing it over here. Left elbow. Nemhard, beautiful pass down low. Put it up in traffic. Oh, he missed the shot. But he had a beautiful chance to go in and score and increase that lead to 15-7. Would have been the largest lead of the ball game. Seminoles retain. Yet to make big subs on their end. Vassell drive into a cluster of Gators. Forrest, who was terrific in the regional semi against Bradley, was making everything in sight. Drive the base, pull up, cross-court pass. Here's an open 3, no. And a wide open shot, no good by MJ Walker. Got a really good look, and Florida State can't buy one. Coach Hamilton sensing the nerves right now on his team as the Gators swing it around the horn. 2:33 to go in the first. That's Devin Vassell just trying to make something happen because they can't get a hoop. See if they can get something going. And the Gators, whose numbers are really hard to read, folks. For that reason alone, I'm hoping the Seminoles make it to the next round. Gators have it, but they do have the lead. Lead it by 6. Cross-court pass. Finally, I think I read number 14 there. Are they calling him Keontae Johnson? No, he's in for Keontae Johnson. And the Seminoles come back from right to left. A little behind-the-back dribble. Good help by Florida. Swinging on the right wing to a player whose name we do not have. Backdoor cut, not free. Here's a beautiful pass. come down the middle, driving right-hand layup, and no, again, snatched off the rim. There was a chance right there. That's Kerry Blackshear just controlling the glass for Florida, and Florida with a chance to cut into this lead. 5-footer up, that's no good. They still can't buy one. Coach Donovan is coaching the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is Coach Mike White, and he's got to be upset. Driving layup by Florida State, missed, and a wide open look. They could have trimmed the lead. So the Gators bring it back. Kick it on the wing, open three, that is money. And they are fired up. On fire from three is one Noah Locke, who's made 9 of his last 21, 24 of his last 50. And the Gators are way out in front, 16-7. Coach Hamilton decides to have a little discussion with his team. I'll give you a little rundown of what happened to the Florida State Gators this year. They had an incredible year, 26-5. 4 of those 5 losses were in conference play, and they were all on the road. They lost to Indiana and Pitt early. Like they lost the opener to Pitt, and then they won 17 of the next 18. Somewhere in the middle there's a loss at Indiana. And then they get into conference play, and they finish really winning 9 out of 12. And those 3 losses are to Virginia, at Duke, and Clemson. Those are all on the road. So they came in with a little bit of momentum. And they get another bucket coming out of the timeout. So it's now 19-7. That was another 3 by Noah Locke, who's just on fire from deep. Leads him in three-point shooting at 43% a game. Trent Forrest holds it up front, swinging the basket, that ball stolen. It's all Florida right now, folks. Florida up the right wing, back top of the key. Swinging to the left wing. Fans trying to chant FSU to get them going. Florida right now, the more aggressive team, the better shooting team. This is Keontae Johnson with it. Johnson swinging out front. Nemhard's been a terrific setup man for him. All Florida. Drive down the middle. He'll pull up and shoot from 6 feet and make it. I mean, they are unstoppable right now. Nemhard's the little guy from Canada. But little, I say little, just skinny, 6'5". 10 games ago, he had a huge game against Georgia for 25, and then against Texas A&M went for 24. And really hasn't been scoring a whole lot of late. But look at the score, folks. Shot clock, half clock, winding down. 3, 2, 1, shot no good. All Florida in the first half. It is 21-7. That's the biggest deficit we've seen in this Ghostcast Invitational. At least in the first half. A 14-point game. Take a look at some of the keys. Our analyst has been so quiet here in the first half. There's the overall stats. You can see all Florida. Florida State shooting just 25% overall, 33% from deep. They don't have a fast break bucket. Coach Leonard Hamilton says, guys, snap out of it. So with Florida in the SEC and Florida State in the ACC, they did not play this year and did not have a non-conference game between the two. First time they've seen each other in a couple of years. And really, it is all Florida. Swing it down low to the big man. Florida against Florida State's man-to-man. Open is the cross-court pass. Pass it right there is Kerry Blackshear. Blackshear. Over here to Scotty Lewis. Scotty Lewis down, turn, shoot, no good. And the rebound taken by Florida State. They breathe a sigh of relief. Did not want to go down 16 or 17 to start the half. That would be terrible. Patrick Williams outside to Vassell. Vassell drives to the goal. They should count that. Are they counting it? They blow the whistle. He made that bucket, and I don't think he dribbled it after. That would be a great way to get the second half uncracked and on track here for Florida State. I don't know what they called. They called it an offensive foul. Are you kidding me? These refs in the end, in the Ghostcast Invitational have been terribly inconsistent. Very one-sided to this point. Florida with it, swinging on the right wing. Blackshear with it, top of the key. Blackshear on the right wing. This is Locke. Down low. Johnson with it. Get it down low to the big man. His turnaround jumper is good. Are you kidding me? Got to give that bucket to who? I think it was Nemhard down in the post. Here's a left-hand sky hook by Patrick Williams. Not his shot, although he does steal it back. He's going to put up the same shot and this time get it to go. So Patrick Williams, who averaged 9 points, the freshman from Charlotte, gets him on the board. The kid's been coming on a little bit last 10, averaging like 12 and 6 the last 10. Florida with it, drive down low, give it to Blackshear. Blackshear looking down low, kick it outside, swing it across. Johnson with it to Blackshear. I can't read the numbers. It's unbelievable. Is this Nemhard? Looks like Nemhard. Nemhard trying to get a shot up. He's really the point man. He's going to turn around and shoot from 8 feet. Not a good play. Not a good possession for Florida. Even though they lead at 23-9 with 7.5 to go, that was just not their best possession at all. Florida did not have the runs that Florida State had. Remember I said Florida State won 17 out of 18. The most games that Florida won all year were just 4 in a row. Here's a nice looking play by the Seminoles, and MJ Walker converts. The junior from Riverdale, California, who can be streaky at times, gets the bucket, and they've trimmed it to 12. It could be respectable here before too long. 7:15 to go in the game. The winner goes to the Final Four. Blackshear, first name is Carey, out front. He's got Keontae Johnson in the corner. No, Blackshear will take it himself. Blackshear, who averaged 12.5 points and 8 rebounds, led the team in rebounding. Gets that bucket and the lead back to 14. Williams down low. He made a left-hand shot like that. Now he makes a right-hand shot. So he's showing you he can do them both. And Williams, the freshman, maybe getting them going. The lead back to 12. Carey Blackshear. Out front. Blackshear again scored that time. This time will not go, and Trent Forrest clears. He'll bring it up himself as he's the point guard. Vassell on the left wing. Vassell drive in against everybody, gets a lane, and he's hacked on the play. They call a foul on Scotty Lewis. That'll be his first. He's from Hazlet, New Jersey, and Devin Vassell, the 6'6 sophomore, the leading scorer on the team, will go to the line. He's a pretty good foul shooter, 74%, but it's been that kind of night for Florida State. They can't get it going. Headband intact, shot up, and that was good. He makes 1 out of 2 and trims it to 11. And Florida will come the other way. Little pressure in the backcourt by Florida State. So Blackshear up top. This is Keontae Johnson. Swing it down low. Beautiful swinging up. What elevation by Keontae Johnson, although he can't get it to go. Just a sophomore, and Trent Forrest will come back the other way. Forrest averages 12 points a game. Almost 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Down low to Patrick Williams. Put it up below the layup. They get that to go, and you never know. Would have been a 9-point ball game with 6 minutes to go. We haven't seen a lot of comebacks in the Ghostcast Invitational. Blackshear drive to the goal, left-hand stuff, all the way to the rim, lay it up and in. And Carey Blackshear doing a job. He didn't even score in their last ball game before the tournament started. That was against Kentucky. He had a big goose egg on there. But he's coming to play tonight. The Rowdy Reptiles is what Mark Rogandino would call them. Down low, Patrick Williams responds again. So Williams with 6 points here early in the second half, keeping Florida State afloat. The lead is 11. Beautiful pass to Blackshear in the corner. His 3-ball up and good. So Blackshear, who only averages like 30% from out there, is knocking him down. And the Gators pretty much in command by 14 with about 5 to go. We'll see if Florida State can mount some sort of a charge. Patrick Williams has been a little bit of the story here second half. MJ Walker, guarded by 2 people. Kick it outside. Vassell with it. Vassell drive to the foul line. Now you got 6 on the clock. MJ Walker down low. That's a beautiful in-to-out kick, and Forrest knocks down a 3. So that time they do it well. And Forrest, who'd only made 5 of his previous 28, been ice cold from deep, able to knock down a 3. There's a pass down low, and Florida misses. So you don't know. 11-point lead, 4.5 to go. Can we make this a ball game? Says Leonard Hamilton. Let's just win the next minute and a half. See if we can beat them by 4. Here's a bucket up and in, MJ Walker. So they quickly score 5 in a row, and we got ourselves a 9-point game. 4:15 to go. See if Florida gets a little careless or more careful this time. Blackshear to Johnson. Over here to the big boy. Scotty Lewis swinging on the right wing. That's too open, and he's just going to knock that down every time. Noah Locke, he's having a field day in the ball game. Told you 9 of his last 21, 24 of his last 50. You talk about on fire. That's almost 50% from deep. And that one settles the crowd down, his team down, and a huge 3-ball from 9 to 12, just like that. Reports from the sideline. We got those earlier to you in the pregame show of how both these coaches cannot stand each other. Maybe it's the Florida in-state rivalry. They haven't played in a couple of years. Mike White's been there for 5 years. Leonard Hamilton for 19 years. And just really not a lot of good feelings among the two. Almost came to blows, if you can believe that, in the press conference. They had to be separated by the broadcaster, Mike Smith. Mike, myself, I was in there. And of course, being 6'9" and completely chiseled at 225, forget about the age, still in phenomenal shape, probably could go out and play right now. Had to separate these two coaches and pull them apart, and that's exactly what I did. Free throws, no good. And Florida here with a steal, drive down the middle. That's kind of a capitulation right there, exclamation point, as they put it away. You love that play right there by one of their big men, Scotty Lewis, the freshman from New Jersey, with an emphatic statement to make the lead back to 14. We're inside 3 minutes. Forrest to Patrick Williams, back to Forrest. He's open from 18. They might start thinking about the 3-ball. Swinging it over here to Vassell. He's their leading scorer. He's really been quiet in this ballgame. They're taking too much time, folks. It's one thing to be deliberate and smart. Here's Williams down low, put it up and in. No, excuse me. Not Patrick Williams, but we'll give that bucket to the sophomore, Malik Osborne. Either way, they've trimmed it to 12. But it's 2:25 to go. They need some steals. They need to dig in their heels, get a couple of stops. Florida in the lane. That was a tough shot. They do finally get a stop. Rebound Williams. Let's see if Forrest can push the tempo, come up and get a 3. Perhaps get this thing to single figures right now with a good bucket and a good possession. Forrest, guarded by Keontae Johnson. He was open. He darn near threw it away. Forrest gets it back, luckily. Swing over here to MJ Walker. Walker on the left wing. Walker might think about a 3. Instead to Williams. He won't. There's an open Forrest. He's good. Yes, he knocks down a 3. Again, they go inside to out. And Florida State has kicked it to a 9-point. Oh, they gave him a 2. What are they talking about? I saw the referees. They're going to have to check that at the timeout. Either way, it's a 10-point game with 1:41 to go. A little bit of hope for the Seminole fans. You got to get a stop here. It's really now or never time. Lewis to Locke, over here to Blackshear. There's Blackshear, my bad. Blackshear with it, swing it over here. Oh no, that jumper's up and in. Noah Locke, he's done it all game. The 6'3" sophomore from Randallstown, Maryland, has hit his 5th 3 of the contest. And I'm telling you right now, with 1:11 to go, this thing is over. That was a beautiful move by Florida State. The up and under left-hand reverse doesn't go. This thing is over. Here's a drive to the goal, exclamation point. Kerry Blackshear with the finish. And this thing is over. 39-25. We're inside a minute. I don't know that Leonard Hamilton will even take a timeout. The Florida Gators are going to go to the Final Four again. Remember, they went there back in the days of Joakim Noah and Al Horford and won a couple of national championships. Here's a jumper outside from deep. MJ Walker won't get it. 33 seconds to go. Shot clock and game clock virtually identical. Maybe separated by a second, but they don't even have to shoot. This thing is over. You wait for the celebration, folks. They're going to go nuts. Blackshear has been great, and so has Noah Locke from deep. This is Locke. Maybe fitting he gets the final look down low. This is Scotty Lewis. Put it up. He won't get it. Doesn't matter. Florida State will come back. They get one final look. 7 seconds to go. It's not going to matter. Devin Vassell, too little, too late. He will drive down the middle. They'll kick it outside. They'll put it up at the buzzer. They might get it to go. They do hit the shot. So Florida State hits a 2 or a 3. It doesn't matter at the buzzer. This thing is over. And in very convincing fashion, the Florida Gators, a 9 seed. They were only 19-12 on the year. They were only 11-7 in the conference. They finished 4th in the conference. Have gone to the Final Four and will represent the East in the Eastern Regional. Final score here from Ghostcast: 39 for Florida and 27 for Florida State. Mike Smith saying goodbye for now. But stay tuned. The next regional final coming up right after this.